Day 2, 6 p.m. The Terminal. Welcome back to another episode of Necrobarista. Whew. Anything else that needs doing? Nah, I'm gonna take this tray of glasses into the kitchen. You can go chill for a bit. I'll take them. You need a break. Sure. Where's the kitchen? That way, you'll find it eventually. Cool, back in a minute. Okay. Your pawns are nothing compared to the raw power of my castles. Nothing! Yeah? What's this then? Ah! My castle! Brought low by my own hubris. Nah, it was just a pawn. And maybe a little bit of hubris. Bishop. Knight. Your other castle and... check. Check, you say? Oh, I didn't think of that. You activated my trap card. Oh, hey, Maddy, come check this out. I tricked him into a false sense of security. Oh, man. That's embarrassing. You seriously let her outmaneuver you that hard? Yes. I'm very ashamed. I suppose the real hubris was inside me all along. I freaking love winning. I should try doing this more often. A chance win at chess. Could grow into a big winning streak, you know? You want to play something with me? I should check back down to the bar. There's nobody there. Come on, take a load off. If really anyone needs you, they'll know where to find you. How about I grab us a drink and make sure there's nobody waiting down there. Then we play something. Won't be 5 minutes. You actually gonna come back this time? You never come back. I'll come back. Promise. Why don't you pick out a game while I'm gone? Let's find something, Ashley. What do you feel like playing today? Something with lots of dice. Dice it is. We'll see you in a minute, Maddy. It's concerning. Day 2, 6:15 p.m. Ashley's workshop. It's like a portal. Okay, we're just in the workshop. Okay. And that's why the 4th season of Row Battle Royale was an absolute betrayal. But you still want to be on it one day? Well, yeah. Unless an indie circuit opens up. Like in wrestling? Exactly like in wrestling. Melbourne's got a local show. I want something like that. You could probably put your own league together if you worked really hard. Perhaps you could build the robots and get people to battle them. Human-controlled bots are boring, though. I want to get more of that spirit juice and put together a bigger Ashling. How big? I think I'll start at car size and then move on to more of a bus adjacent form factor. I'm not sure we have enough power to power one of those. You'd have to get Maddy to sort you a large amount of it, which need leaders of it at least. That'd be super cool. Didn't you say it was illegal, though? Well, technically. But what Ned doesn't know won't hurt him. He'd lose his head if he knew half the things we were doing around here. I don't know, he seems fairly lenient with you, right? He wasn't always like that. A long time before you turned up, he nearly shut me down because Would you believe it's because I sheltered a criminal? Ned nearly shut you down because of that? Am I thinking of the same criminal you are? Trust me, the irony was apparent. I found it very, very funny. What sort of criminal were they? Just a minor demon on the run. I don't know what she did to get a price on her head. I just took her in when she stumbled through the door, dripping blood everywhere. Yeah, that's metal. It was extremely metal. How long did you manage to hide her for? Oh, not too long, maybe 6 weeks. Time flew by if I'm being honest. Why's that? Was she from the clock realm? No, nothing like that. We, bonded. Magically? How'd you do that? I heard you telling Maddy that sort of thing was impossible between two beings of this plane. No, not magically. We were... lovers. Ew! Yuck! Ew! Happier days. I love hearing about when you were young and reckless. Gosh, what do you think I am now, huh? Old and boring? Definitely old, despite myself, I must say you're definitely not boring. There's that patented Maddy charm. Well, you know me, I'm full of them. Oh yeah, charms, hexes, curses. That's all on your account, old man. I won't deny it. Hey, Maddy. Hey, dude, having trouble finding the kitchen? Yeah, I couldn't. I checked everywhere. It's just behind the bar, man. You can't miss it. I told you, I checked everywhere. You're not catching my drift. It's just behind the bar. You can't miss it. Have another look. It'll be there this time. Sometimes you gotta remind the quantum hallways that they exist. Fine. How long are we going to keep him here, Maddy? Oh, we're keeping him? No, we're not keeping him. I'm going to let him stay as long as he wants. He'll leave on his own accord at some point. You feel sorry for him? Weirdly, yes. I don't usually get attached to customers, but he's a good dude. I like him. Well, do you like him because he's nice? Or because he was good at passing your tools over? Yes. Don't get too attached. He's not going to be here forever. Well, duh, I know how it works. I'm going to enjoy having him around just like you taught me. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Ashley, that's from the motivational calendar I threw out last week. I never said that. Same. I'm used to people moving on in this point. I can deal with it. Good. Day 2, 6:30 p.m. at the terminal. Oh? Okay, that was weird. You gonna keep carrying it? You gonna keep staring at the coffee stain? Or nah? Yes. Okay, whatever. What do you want from this conversation? I'm an open book as far as matters of life and death are concerned. I don't want to go. I know you probably heard this from, 1,000 people or whatever. It's not about staying around for people or wanting to go back to my old life. It's as wonderful and not stressful as that sounds. Like, I'm not afraid of what lies on the other side. I don't think there's any point to worry about it until I'm there. I just don't think I've spent enough time here. The cafe? No. All this, I guess you'd call it this plane? Roughly speaking, I suppose so. I want to know what you did to be able to stay. Sure. Did Maddy give you those hours back? Yeah, why? Well, that's a way. You can just find enough hours to stay as a spirit. Half here, half gone. But it's a wretched existence. Wouldn't want to live like that. How would you find the hours, though? There's only so many you can get from consenting beings, right? The crappy psychology of gambling aside, you're right, yes. So the question is, how do you do that? How do you create life from nothing? The answer is that you can't, Kishan. It's impossible. There's always got to be some sort of balance maintained. Everyone who learns to manipulate the fundamental life forces understands that, no matter whether they're doing good or bad things with their skills. Here's the thing, though. You don't need both parties to agree. It's just social nicety, something that separates us from, well, people who won't do that. That's where the idea of vampires came from, for example. They're not special or anything, they're just the worst. Anyway, if you can take life force from people, you can also drain it from animals or plants. But in this business, there's a lot we don't or can't understand. One of the things we can't understand is why life force comes from animals and plants is tainted. It feels gross. If it didn't, everyone would take it. Consequences be damned. Well, how were you feeling today before Maddy took the hours back? I felt like I was slipping away, like my mind was really foggy. It was really hard to think or put sentences together. Nobody really noticed, though. Typical. Imagine that, but 10 times worse. You're foggy, but there's also something fundamentally wrong. Like you're a collection of puzzle pieces that don't quite fit together. Like an engine that's running out of oil. That sounds horrifying, right? So, should I do it? Probably not. How would I stay otherwise? Well, you could always go on the lam, just run for it. But you'd catch me. Not me personally, but yes, the council would eventually. And that's it? That's my only option? Perhaps. Depends on how you feel about bonding your soul for eternity to a fundamental neutral arbiter of justice. I have no strong feelings about it one way or another. I get it, because it was a neutral statement. Would you regret it if you stayed here forever instead of moving on? I don't know, I guess that'd be up to me, right? How do you mean? In the end, how I feel about taking a big branch in my life is just a matter of how I frame it. I can focus on what I regret, sure, but it's not a useful way to spend my time. If I focus on the future, on everything that's in the possibility space, instead of outside of it, it'd probably be better for me, yeah? Sure. You don't sound convinced. I'm just ambivalent on it. I try not to think about anything too hard these days. But if you're willing to accept eternal bonds with the council, I can keep you here. It's not easy work, though. You have to act in the best interest of the system, not its individual parts. Bureaucracy at its finest. How'd you learn to deal with it? Just took some time. When you're used to it, you learn not to think too hard about what you're doing. As long as you take a holistic view of everything, things generally shake out alright. We tend to only bother the biggest rule breakers anyway. Maddy being one of them? Habitually. She wouldn't be getting so much leeway if it weren't for Chay. I don't understand that guy. He's nice, we've chatted a bit, but what makes him so special? He's provided services in the past. I can count on one hand the number of people who know as much about the manipulation of life force as he does. He's been researching it for over 100 years. No way, he's that old? He looks like 60 max. He looks 30. Yep, much older than that. Wild. We're getting sidetracked, though. How do you feel about joining the council? I don't hand out offers willy-nilly, you know. I'm interested, but can I have some time to think about it? How much time do you have? You've been out for nearly 25 hours. You're overdue. Put it on Maddy's tab. Okay. I assume you're not going to stick around forever. Unlikely, if the next few hours are like anything like I felt this morning. I'll stick around until you have a solid answer then. Cool. Wanna get drunk? We're already drinking, mate. Nah, Chay told me about something pretty special he's got behind the bar. Unless it's something really special, he's probably offered me some. And even then, so you've tried the bottled soul? You pulling my leg? Nope. You've got to be mistaken. You haven't seen it in person, have you? Yeah, I actually have seen it. That's quite illegal. I expect better from him. Damn it. So are we going to drink it or not? Council regulations require me to confiscate it or force the owner to dispose of it. We'd be doing him a favor then. I suppose. Come on, dude. Chay said it'd knock you flat. When you say you, do you mean me? Or you? Or just anyone who drinks it? Anyone. It's like 200% alcohol or something. Woo! Good stuff. That's not technically possible, but I'll admit my interest has peaked. Well, let's not waste any time. This was a setup, wasn't it? Basically. You in? Fine. I think I've seen this bit. Oh, this looks deadly. Good thing dead people can't get alcohol poisoning. Hey. To bureaucracy. Huh. To bureaucracy. Yo. Your order's arrived. 3 days late, mate. I got held up by a mutual acquaintance of ours. That explains why he's in my hair. I'll be there in half an hour. The catabasis is considered to be a vital part of the hero's narrative. Every hero goes to hell at some point. And in the stories, they usually come back, which is a bit that seems weird to me. I don't think that's how it works in real life. The cafe has a bunch of heroes come through, claiming that they were going to conquer hell and come back. They never returned, as far as I saw. The idea of catabasis is that, in the grand scheme of things, hell or the underworld or Hades, or whatever you want to call it, anyway, it's on the other side of wherever we are. Like we're trapped inside this sphere and we leave it to go to hell. Did the ancient Greeks ever consider that maybe we've been on the outside the whole time, just waiting to get in? Maybe they did. Matter of perspective, I guess I'll ask one sometime if I ever meet one. But perhaps we're just waiting our entire lives for this, to pass through the firmament to the next place. To be driftwood that washes up on the shore of whatever the next place actually is. Seems weird, but maybe that's where we're naturally meant to be. I think it's possible that this world isn't some sort of proving ground or anything. Maybe it's just a waiting room. A beautiful, flawed, complex waiting room. Personally, I don't think there's anything like heaven or hell waiting for us. No judgment either. The world doesn't ever operate in binaries or absolutes. That's just flawed human thinking projects onto things that are much, much more complicated than they can ever perceive. I don't think that's what's waiting on the other side is even something that we can conceptualize. I bet it's cool. It's a shame that it's a one-way trip, though. Okay. Lastly, 1,000 people, semi-immortals, dice. No, I meant Collingwood. We'll go with Collingwood then. Spirit juice. Getting used to it. The next place. Bowl of peas. I need something food related, I think. Food. The term. Death. Ned. Maddy. Lore. Mel. All right, that will be it. I hope that's probably a little bit of a short one. We'll see. Either way, that's it for today's episode. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. The fish? Why did you say the fish on the window? Okay, bye.
Stop trying to serve the fire extinguisher. Look, I've heard it does well in Europe. We're doing one of the full power bars. Build the door. Just look at how many monkey nuts there are. It's nuts. It's definitely nuts. Oh, it's nuts.